I'll wait till you sit down then. All right, here we go. For those of you watching on recording, if you want to record, find your yoga mode. Let me find mine. Here we go. I'll count us down from 3, 2, and 1. Happy Monday, everybody. If you're doing it on a Monday, find a comfortable position where you can breathe and relax, whether that's cross-legged or legs out, up to you. Just sit up nice and tall, lengthen your spine, and start by closing your eyes. We'll take our 3 centering breaths together. So let's breathe in through the nose, and then breathe out through the mouth. Give me a nice long out breath. Feel the air as it leaves your lips. Then number 2, let's breathe in. Feel your chest expand and your shoulders rise. And then just like before, focus on how the breath touches your lips. Sink down with the shoulders. And then last one together, let's breathe in. And as you release, begin to relax even further into the mat. Maybe pay attention to your touch points, your bottom, where it touches your mat, where your shins touch your feet. And then as you resume a normal breathing pattern, see where your breath feels strongest, whether that's your chest as it expands and contracts, or maybe where your air enters and exits your nostrils. Then I want us all to find a home base, sound around you, maybe a bodily sensation. Okay, I hear the hum of my fridge, that's for me. Maybe there's a gentle draft of air on your body somewhere. But just pay attention to that sensation. Okay, sink into it and continue to breathe. Okay, and now I'm going to play the singing bowl periodically. When you hear it, I want you to come back to the breath or the bodily sensation and use the singing bowl as a reminder to come back. If you get lost in thought, that's okay. Just come back to here, come back to yourself sitting. Okay, by now you should feel pretty settled. Your heart rate should be pretty low, steady. For this last bit, you can just coast, let go of anything you're paying attention to, just sit, be. All right, let's take one last breath together. Let's breathe in. And as you exhale, open up your eyes, wiggle the fingers and the toes. If you're sitting on your yoga block like me, get off it. And let's start with some spine work. So let's take that right palm and place it on your left knee. You can plant that left palm behind you. Let's twist to the left and admire the amount of light that we see now. It's lovely until daylight savings in like a week or two, and then it's back to darkness. But continue to exhale and push, twist, turn the chin into your shoulder. And then let's breathe out and unwind, come back to center before we go to the right. Okay, same thing as you turn to the right, turning the chin into the shoulder on this side, looking back behind you. And as you breathe out, see if you can push and twist, eke out every part of that stretch that you can. Back to center. And then we'll get our sides since we're still sitting. So let's reach up nice and tall. Reach up as high as you can with your fingertips. I'm going to start on my left. So left palm's planted on the mat. And I'm reaching over my head and body with the right arm. Keeping the right sit bone planted on the mat. Okay, using the hand that's up, the arm that's on the mat. See if you can play at that distance. Yeah, using your left arm as a hinge. Let's bring the left arm up and off the mat, reaching up. And then let's do the same thing on the right. So the right palm is planted, reaching up and overhead. Okay, that stretch, you should feel it all the way down your left side, all the way down to the hip. And let's bring the right arm up, and then bring our hands back to heart center. Okay, let's get our inner thighs. Let's do the butterfly or cobbler pose. So the soles of the feet are touching in front of us, letting the knees drop down to the mat. And just begin to lean forward. Yeah, I always use the same analogy. So pretend there's a string from your navel to your heels. You want to shorten that distance as you lean forward. Okay, the inner thigh should begin to engage. And then let's round out our backs if you haven't already, and lean even further forward. Just like all the poses that we hold, as you breathe out, relax. In this case, breathe into the inner thighs and let them stretch even further. Nice. Let's sit on up. Let's bring the knees back together and we'll stand. Okay. We all know what's coming, so find a nice wide stance, lengthwise with your mat. Toes are facing forward, legs are straight. Let's bring the arms up top. You can even look up. And then swan dive forward. Getting the hamstrings. Okay. You can either fold your arms and rest your head on your forearms, or if you want, you can bring the palms down to the mat, push yourself towards the back of the room. Okay, that's stage one. If you want to go to stage two, let's clasp the fingers behind your back and raise your hands towards the front of the room or towards the ceiling, adding in some shoulders, all while keeping the legs straight and strong.
Okay, the hamstrings will thank you after this, or at least mine do. Maybe admire your leg muscles. If behind you is not very exciting. All right, on your next out breath, let's release the hands. Let's plant the left palm on the floor right in front of your face. And let's rotate the right arm up towards the ceiling. Okay, opening up your chest, opening up your right shoulder, turning the chin up towards the ceiling as well. If you want, you can even take your hand, put it on your chin, and rotate it up towards the ceiling a little bit further to encourage opening up. And on your next out breath here, let's bring the right arm back down to the ground and swap palms. Okay, I'm doing the assisted yoga block version because I have one. Totally optional. But I always think of it as I paid for it, so I might as well use it. Because every time you use it, it gets cheaper with each use. Okay, continue to breathe. Give me one last push to open up the left side of your chest and shoulder. And then let's bring the left arm back down. Okay, we're going to straighten up nice and slow. On a 10 count, I'll count it out. So we're going to go 1, 2, let the arms dangle. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And we're going to bring the legs back together. Let's not, kill ourselves. Let's get our left shoulder across the chest. I guess it doesn't really matter which side. We're going to hit both sides anyways. Okay, let's swap. We don't need too much, just to loosen up. All right, my regulars knows what's coming. We're going to release that. Let's get the left tricep. Ooh. All right, let's get the right tricep now. And then we'll get our next. Anyhow, I don't think the coffee is fully set in for me. So let's release the arm. Let's grab our right wrist behind our back. And let's lean our head over to the chicken wing side. Every 6 months, I crave a spicy chicken sandwich. Almost on the nose. But I don't give in because I know it'll happen. All right, let's look up. Okay. And noticing where the stretch changes in our neck. Should be the front. And then let's rotate our head slowly forward as we look down. Ooh. Then back to center. Let's get the other side. Dropping our head down to the right side. And feel free to rotate your head back and forth as is comfortable for you. And for those of you at home that don't know, I'm pretty certain I have gout, so I don't eat meat. As tempting as it is. Ooh. Okay, loosening up the neck. At your own pace. And then let's release our hands. Okay, straighten up your head. Let's get a standing side stretch. If you want to add some balance, you can bring your feet together. If you don't, slightly apart, totally up to you. Let's lengthen the spine, standing up nice and tall. We're going to bring the arms back up to the top. Give me a nice reach with the fingertips. And then I'm going to start on my right. So right arm is on the right side of my body, kicking out the left hip. And reach that left arm over your head as you turn the chin towards the inside of the left elbow. And remember, if there's a kink at the elbow, let's straighten up that forearm and continue to reach. you should feel the stretch all the way down the left side of your body. Let's take a deep breath in. And as you release, straighten up your body, bring that right arm up to the top. Left arm comes down. And right arm is reaching for the upper left-hand corner of the room. And we're reaching, breathing. Our hips are hipping. Ugh. And then same thing, let's breathe, take a deep breath in. And then bring the left arm back up. And then bring the hands to the heart center. And then we're going to keep our hands there because we're going into Malasana. So find a nice medium stance. Toes are facing out about 45 degrees and just lower yourself down. If you want to put your hands on your knees to support, that's also an option. Whatever works best for you, listen to your body. Okay, maybe if you want to go crazy, you can push on the knees a little bit with your elbows, get a little bit that extra millimeter of stretch. And then just like before, we're going to take a deep breath in. And then you place your hands on your legs or your knees to support, and then come on up. Ooh. Yeah, legs are happy, right? All right, we're going to do the split leg hamstring stretch. I'm going to start with my left leg out in front. Your heels are in line. Your left toes are facing forward. And we're going to bring the arms up top. And then as you exhale, let's swan dive over that straight left leg. Add my yoga block for a little support. Okay, so square up your hips, driving the right side down towards the front ankle. Okay, and if you notice that your front knee is bending, bring the body up slightly. We want a straight leg. And as you breathe out, get a little bit deeper down into the stretch. Settling in. All right. Now let's bend the front knee and come on out. And let's get the other side. So right leg is out in front. Okay, heels are in line, the arms are back up top. And then let's swan dive over the straight right leg. And then same thing, we're going to square up our hips on this side. We're going to drive the left hip towards the front ankle. Okay, using your hands and arms to support yourself. You can even use them to get lower in the stretch. Feeling the pinch to the right hamstring. All right, and then as you breathe out, let's bend the front knee. Come on up. Ooh, hello. All right, let's come to the front of our mats. Get into our crescent pose prayer twist action. So stand up nice and tall. Let's bring the arms up. And let's swan dive down. Okay, reaching for the toes, reaching for the ground. And then let's come up to flat back, resting the hands on the shins of the knees. And then as you exhale here, bring the hands down to the mat. Let's come to a plank position. And then let's chaturanga down, keeping the elbows at your sides. Let's come to upward dog. We're going to hold this first upward dog for a few moments. Push the floor away, get your turtlenecks out of the shell. All right, that lower back should feel it. Let's come back to plank. Give me a push up here on our way to downward dog. And from here on out, that push up is optional, but I'll call it out anyways if we want a reminder. And then let's bicycle the legs at our own pace, just alternating. And you can hold one side if you'd like, or you can just do a nice continuous flow, finding the tight spots in your calves. Okay, whatever leg is straight, just drive that heel down to the mat. Nice. All right, let's straighten both legs. Give me a good push with the hands. Then we're gonna bring both feet together. And then we're starting with the left side. So let's float the left heel up into the air. And then swing the left leg forward, plant it in front of us. And let's bring the arms up into crescent pose. Driving the back heel down to the mat. Remember, the back heel is up in crescent pose. You'll feel that in your right hip. And front knee is tracking over the front ankle. Let's bring the hands down to heart center as we transition to prayer twist. All right, that right elbow is planted or pressing into the left knee. Maybe find something that's not moving to stare at. We're going to stay here for another 3, 2, 1. We're going to bring the arms back up into crescent pose. And then as you exhale, let's bring everything back down, plant both hands. Let's come back to plank. And then we're going to chaturanga down into our upward dog. I'm going to change the sequence briefly here. So come back into plank, and then step or jump your feet back to your hands. Then we're going to reverse swan dive until we're at the top. Okay. And then swan dive back down. Everything we've done before, but I'm just adding it back in. Okay, coming up to flat back. And exhale down. Let's plant the palms back on the mat. Some back to plank. Now let's chaturanga down to upward dog. Okay, back to plank. Give me a push up here if you'd like. On your way to down dog. And then we're going to hit the right side. So feet and legs together. We're going to float that right heel up into the air. Okay, let's swing it on through and plant it in front of us. And come to crescent pose on the right. Ooh, my quads are tired today. Anyhow, let's drive that back heel down to the mat. Feel the left hip. Reach up with the arms. And then let's bring our hands to heart center as we come to prayer twist on the left. All right, your palms are stacked. That right elbow is facing the ceiling. And we're breathing. We're praying. Yes. All right, let's exit. Let's bring the arms back up to the top. And then as you breathe out, let's bring the hands back down. Let's plant the palms. Right leg comes back to plank. Then we're going to chaturanga into our upward dog. Okay, back to plank. We're going to add that sun salutation. So let's step or jump our feet to our hands and reverse swan dive into your hands are at the top. And swan dive down. Okay, back is rounded. Now let's straighten up the backs, come up to flat back. Exhale, rounding down, plant both palms. Legs come back to plank, and we're going to chaturanga down into upward dog. Back to plank. Give me a push up here as we come back into downward dog. And we're going to start our warrior sequence. So remember, we're going to start with the left side. So feet and legs together. Float that left leg up into the air. And let's swing it on through. And as the arms and torso come up, that back heel comes down for warrior 1. Okay, elbows are up near your ears. That front knee is tracking over the front ankle. We're reaching up. Let's go arms front and back for warrior two. Let's go into reverse warrior next. So put a little bit of weight on the back leg with the right hand. The left arm is reaching towards the back of the room. Now let's come back to warrior two. And we're gonna do our triangle pose. So reach as far forward as you can with the left fingertips. When you can reach no more, bring the left fingertips or left palm down to the mat as we bring our right hand, right arm up towards the ceiling. And then whatever, if you want, drop your right arm behind your lower back. Reach underneath the left leg with the left arm. See if you can connect. Grab wrists, grab fingertips, grab palms. And then open up the right shoulder as you continue to look up. We're gonna do one deep breath here before we exit. So let's breathe in. And as you release, gently release the palms. Left hand comes back to the mat. Right arm is reaching up. And then let's pop back up into warrior two. Now let's lean back into reverse warrior. Back to warrior two. Now let's swing that arm forward and up for warrior one. And as you come back down, that back heel comes up, plant both palms, bring the left leg back to plank, and chaturanga down to our upward dog. Okay, we're ending that sun salutation. Back to plank. Let's step our feet towards our hand and reverse swan dive. All right, let's swan dive back down. Hamstrings are happy. That's coming up to flat back. Now let's exhale, planting both palms once again. Step or jump back to plank. And let's chaturanga down to our upward dog. Come back to plank. Give me the optional push-up. Into downward dog. And let's repeat that entire sequence on the right. Feet and legs together. Right leg comes up into the air. And let's swing it on through and plant it in front of us as we come to warrior one. Okay, hopefully your right quads are ready to go. Arms front and back for warrior two. Now let's dip back into reverse warrior. Reach as far backward as you can with that right arm. Give me a nice stretch all the way down your right side. Back to warrior two. Now let's reach forward with that right arm. Then bring the right hand down to the mat. The left arm is reaching up towards the ceiling. Our chins are turning towards our left shoulder, towards the ceiling, opening up that chest, mentally prepping for what's to come. All right, let's drop that left arm behind the lower back. Right arm comes down underneath the right leg, opening up the chest as far as you can. That right leg is screaming, hell yeah. We're working this morning, or wherever you are in your day. We're going to exit in 3, 2, 1. Let's release the hands. Right palm comes back down to the mat, or right fingertips. All right, we're going to hop back up into warrior two, arms front and back. Let's come back into reverse warrior. Back to warrior two. Let's swing that left arm forward and up for warrior one. And as your torso comes down, the back heel comes up. Let's plant both palms. Right leg comes back to plank. And let's chaturanga down to upward dog. Back to plank. Let's step or jump our feet towards our hands and reverse swan dive. Nice. Let's swan dive back down. Up to flat back. And then let's exhale, plant both palms, come back to plank. We're gonna chaturanga down into upward dog. Okay, back to plank. Give me that last push up to downward dog transition. Okay, last downward dog of the day. So really focus on the calves, push the floor away. Your arms are straight and strong. Maybe your shoulders are feeling it, but that's great. We're going to go into chair pose. So let's step our feet towards our hands. And then feet and legs together, arms come up. Okay, give me a straight line from your bottom all the way through your torso to your palms. We're breathing, holding. We're going to exit in 3, 2, 1. Keeping your arms where they are, straighten up the rest of your body. Let's get onto the toes. And if you can, if your body is able. But if you are with me, really focus on how those calves feel this morning. And on your next out breath, nice and long, slowly lower the heels back down, controlled. Bring the hands to heart center. Let's do twisting chair pose to the right. Okay, similar to prayer twist. The left elbow's pressing into the right knee. Hands are stacked. Right elbow is facing the ceiling. And we're breathing. Nice, nice. Let's bring the palms back to center. So we straighten up our bodies. Back off the heels. Okay, arms are reaching up. Imagine you're holding a box in between your hands. And then just reach, 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 reach. See if you can get as much height out of your legs as you can. Working those stabilizer muscles. And we're going to come down in 3, 2, 1. Then prayer twist on the left. Whew. I feel the caffeine in my body in a good way. Feel ready to go. Anyhow, we're continuing to breathe here. We're going to exit in 3, 2, 1. Back to center. And last time, we're going to straighten up our bodies. Back onto the toes. Okay, those calves should be feeling pretty warm at this point. After all that movement. And then I'm going to count us down from 3, 2, 1. Bring the heels back down the mat, hands back to center. We're at about the halfway point, so if you use the bathroom or drink some water, feel free to do so. You know who you are. I'm actually going to run to the bathroom, so give me another 30 seconds or so. All right, I have returned. All right, I realized for the last couple of weeks we've been skipping tree. So we're gonna stand and do tree. All right, resuming the watch there. Let's start with 98% of our weight on our left leg. Okay, you can bring the right foot somewhere on the left leg, wherever is comfortable, whether that's above the knee, at the knee, or below the knee. Okay, you can also just keep your toes on the mat if that's what works for your body today. And then just add the arms. Sorry, I was staring off at something on my door. We're going to exit in 3, 2, 1. Gently bring the right leg out. Shake out my left ankle, if you need to. All right, let's check the progress of my right foot. So 98% of the weight on the right leg, right foot. Bring the left foot onto the right leg. The best it's ever been in like 3 months. So we'll take it. Not nearly as good as the left, but that's okay. We're gonna exit in 3, 2, 1. I'll take it. That's the longest tree I've held on my right leg in a long, long time. All right, let's have a seat. We're gonna start with table. We always start with table post break. So let's plant the soles of the feet in front of us. Palms are behind us. We're gonna prop ourselves up, pressing our pelvis up towards the ceiling. And we're gonna add a little fun variation today. If you want to, if not, stay in this position, but bring the right ankle onto the left knee. Okay, we're gonna do both sides just for a little something, something. Let's bring the right leg back down. And let's bring the left ankle onto the right knee. And then continue to push. Okay, don't let your bottom sag down towards the mat. And you bring the left foot back down to the mat. And then gently come down. Ooh. And then let's keep the feet and legs where they are. Let's lie down on our backs. Let's come into bridge. So roll onto your shoulders. Okay, pushing the floor away with both feet. You can clasp your hands underneath you, or if you want, you can put your palms on the mat for balance. I want you to focus on the lower part of your body, your lower back, your glutes, I think your hamstrings too. Just the whole back portion of your body. Give me one last push in both feet. And then one vertebra at a time. Lower yourself down. Down, 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 down. Ooh. And then we're going to thread the needle and release the glutes. So I'm going to put my left ankle on my right knee and grab my right shin. Engage the left glute. I'm going to call out 3 breaths. So let's breathe in. And as you breathe out, controlled, long breath. Okay, release the left glute. Number 2, let's breathe in. And then same thing, nice and easy with the breath. Feel the stretch get deeper in the left glute. We need it. Okay, last breath here. So let's breathe in. And then let's do the same thing. Long breath out. Feel the left glute. And you can let go of that right leg. Let's plant the left foot back down to the mat as we get into position for the right side. So make a figure four with your legs, grabbing on to the left leg. And same thing, let's repeat 3 breaths. So let's breathe into the nose, and out the mouth. 2, let's breathe in. Release. Okay, last time. Let's breathe in. And then pretend like you're blowing out a birthday cake with 100 candles. It's a huge cake. You gotta blow out every candle. That's how long I want your breath to be. All right, let's release. We're gonna stay on our backs for happy baby. So both legs come up into the air. Your arms are on the inside parts of the legs, but then you grab the outside parts of your feet, pulling your knees in towards your underarms. Okay, those inner thighs begin to engage. And when you're ready, rock side to side. If you don't want to grab your feet, you can grab your big toes. Okay, do what works best for you. Continue to rock back and forth. Just massaging your spine against your mat. All right. Let's lower the legs back down. We're gonna do a whole spine section as we do. So let's hug in the right knee. Enjoy that little stretch for a brief moment. And then let's pull the right knee over our bodies. And then our right arm is extended out to the right as we look out towards the right. Okay, releasing the spine here. Breathing. Okay, see if you can get your right knuckles to touch the mat and your right knee to touch the mat. That's how far I want you to release. All right, I want to bring that right leg back to center or back to neutral. I'm going to hug the left knee in momentarily. And then pull the left knee over our body. And then same thing. See if you can get your left knuckles and your left knee to touch the ground as you relax and breathe into this one. I wish I knew the name of this stretch, but I don't. I just know it feels really good for my spine. That's really the only reason I do yoga, because it feels good afterwards. It's like riding your bike for longer than an hour. It's like, why do we do this? Because then you could just gorge yourself with food. Anyhow, let's bring the left leg back to center. That's enough talking from me. We're gonna sit on up. We're gonna continue our spine section. We're gonna do our cat-cow. Okay, if you're on hardwood like me, let's roll up that mat to your knees. Thank you later. We're gonna do 5 breath cycles. So we're on all fours. You can untuck your toes. Let's breathe in and bring the head and bottom up as you push the chest up, down towards the ground. And then exhale to release in the opposite direction, rounding up the back. Give me a nice cat stretch. And then inhale, head up. Exhale, head down. Okay. Inhale, head up. And then exhale, head down. 2 more. Okay. Breathing in, head and bottom up. Chest is again pressing towards the floor. And then let's round at the back. Push the floor away with palms. Last cycle here. Breathe in. And then last rounding at the back. Let's make it count. And then come in a neutral spine. All right, we're gonna do frog next, one for the inner thighs. So this one I definitely recommend rolling up your mat on both sides. Okay, so the rolled up part of your mat is where your knees and your ankles are gonna go. We're going to 90 degrees at your ankles, at your knees, at your bottom. And then resting on your forearms, push your bottom towards the back of the room. Okay, and if you notice that your bottom's going past where your knees are, okay, spread your knees a little bit further. You should feel the stretch on the inner thighs. We're going to hang out here for like 30 to 40 seconds and relax into it. Let the stretch take over. We do one last push, whichever position you're in. Nice. And then come on out of it, go forward, don't go back, come forward, get off the knees. Unravel the mat till you raveled it up. And let's do our hamstrings. Okay, we're gonna do a static hamstring stretch. So we're sitting up nice and tall. Let's start with the right leg out in front. Bring your left heel in towards your soft tissue. Right foot's flexed. And then just reach for the left toes or left ankle. Or if you're only getting to your shin, that's okay. Just creep down towards your foot as far as you can. If you want an extra side stretch, take that the left hand and reach it towards the outside part of your foot. Okay, small movement, big stretch. Even the back of the right knee on the mat. Just continue to breathe and relax. I want to stay here for a little bit longer. All right, let's release. We're going to switch legs. So bring the right heel in towards your soft tissue. Left leg is straight and strong. And then we're going to reach for the left toes, left foot, left shin. Okay. We're going to give ourselves one last pull or one last reach. Right. Release that. Block out of the way. I want to go into pigeon. So return to a push-up position. And then let's plant our right foot behind our left wrist, dropping both knees down so your right shin is 90 degrees from the rest of your body. Let's untuck the back toes. And whether you're on your palms or maybe you're down on your elbows, just wiggle back and forth, see how much lower you can get into the stretch. I feel that everywhere on my right leg. Okay, if you don't want to put your forehead on the mat, you can turn your head and rest your temple on your mat. If you're down and into it. So continue to breathe here and settle in as we do all our other holy postures. I'll let you know we're going to add the quad stretch. Okay, no matter where you are, let's plant both palms of the mat in front of you. Come on up. And then let's reach back with our left arm or left hand. Pull in the left heel. Really feel the left quad. Ugh. Let's stay here for another 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. You can release that left leg back down, plant both palms, back to plank momentarily. Let's plant the left foot behind the right wrist. Knees come down, untuck the back foot. Okay, same thing, begin to settle in. See how low you can get, whatever works for you today. All right, we're gonna stay for another 10 seconds or so. This one's feeling super good. All right, let's come on up, reach behind us with the right arm. Let's pull in the right heel. Just like the left side, we're gonna feel that right quad release. Ooh. Okay, we're gonna stay for another 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's let go of the right leg. Okay, get off the left leg. So let's sit on our heels for a moment. And let's start our closing sequence. All right, let's take a deep breath in, sit up nice and tall. And as you exhale, reach the arms forward in front of you for child's pose. I'm just gonna hang out here for a few moments, taking everything we just did, whether that's getting ready for the week to come, or just stretching out from our big weekends. All right, I want to add a side stretch, so let's reach the left arm out to the left slightly and stack our right hand over our left. That stretch should extend from your hip to your fingertips. All right, come back to center, and we'll get the right side. So right arm is out, left hand reaches is stacked over our right. Ooh. You know, there's a lot going on in this one. Feels great. All right, and come back to center. Let's take a deep breath into the nose. And as you breathe out, come forward and out of it. Slowly rotate onto your back for Shavasana or corpse pose. Okay, we're lying down. Arms can be at your sides. Let the legs relax. Let's do a body check, see how you feel. I'm gonna say nothing for a full 90 seconds, starting in 3, 2, 1. All right, that was about 90 seconds. You can keep your eyes closed. You can reach your arms overhead. Give me a nice morning stretch. Point the toes at the bottom if you need to. Maybe we do one of those stretches where your body kind of shakes a little bit. Wriggle side to side. All right. And let's roll on to one side and rest your head and face right on your hands. Let's take a moment for ourselves. Right? And whichever arm is on top, plant that palm on the mat, and then lead with the shoulder, let the head and the body follow. And return, when we return into lotus position or cross-legged. All right. So let's sit up nice and tall, plug the crown of the head up towards the ceiling. Your spine is nice and long. All right, let's do our 3 breaths. You can foam with me if you so choose. Let's breathe in through the nose and breathe out with some sound. Om. Right, number 2, let's breathe in and breathe out with some sound. Om. All right, last one. Let's really make it count. Let's breathe in and breathe out with some sound. Om. Bring your hands to heart center. Repeat after me if you'd like. May you have clear and kind intentions. Let's bring our hands to our foreheads. May you have clear and kind thoughts. Let's bring our hands to our lips. May you have clear and kind communications. And let's bring our hands back to our hearts. And as always, the light in me celebrates and honors the light in all of you. Namaste, my friends.